Preschoolers, we just love them. I do love my own kids, but let me give a huge shout out to preschool teachers everywhere because I don't know how you do it. I could not handle that many kids for a long period of time. But I have absolutely adored the preschool years with my kids. I still have one in a preschooler and one coming up. And so this is just such a fun age because Milo is 4.5 and he just devours books. He cannot get enough of them. We are reading constantly. I want to give you a few of my top favorite preschool books to get you kicked off. The first is The Big Book of Little Stories. Now, preschoolers, again, they are devouring books. And so these are what's called a combined volume. And you get tons of variety to keep it interesting for you, and they just can't get enough. I love this little bookmark because it really teaches them we don't have to read the whole book, but we put it in there, and that's where we start the next time. Kid is anything like mine and has trouble stopping the reading at night, then what I do is I put the bookmark at the end of the story, and so I've always said we read until we get to the bookmark, and when we get to the bookmark, we stop. And that has helped huge for that, okay, we finally do have to go to bed. 10-minute bedtime stories. We have a bunch of different these. We have 5 minutes if you need some shorter bedtime stories. These stories are going to be a little bit longer in length, so it really builds on their attention span. Great illustrations that capture them and stories that you're both just going to love. Sometimes we have preschoolers and they're just too busy to read, or they don't seem to be interested in books. That's where nonfiction comes in really handy, and our beginner series is perfect. We have a million of these, and so you just find the topic your kid is into, and here you go. Our beginner series puts information in just bite-sized pieces. It doesn't take long to get through, but they are learning about something that's interesting to them. It gets better yet because in the back, it tells you to go to a website and you put in the keywords to your book, and online, you're going to find activities that you can download, games you can play, more stuff that will enhance the learning that goes along with the book. And so the kids are going to love reading as well as the extras that come with that. And at $4.99, these are a steal, so you can get a bunch of them. And finally, we have our picture books. Preschoolers love picture books. I absolutely adore Arcane Miller books because each one of them addresses a specific need, social dynamic, or social skill. It's really important for our preschoolers. And so I know a lot of preschoolers find themselves in the position of a new little sibling is coming along, and there can be really mixed feelings about that. And so Albert and Little Henry is a delightful story by one of my favorite authors, Jez Albro. He's our author and illustrator. Albert is just not so sure when Little Henry comes that nobody has time to listen to him and his stories, and he's starting to feel kind of small. And sometimes the behavior that comes out of feeling that way is not so good. But at the end, Albert discovers that just because Little Henry is there, it doesn't mean that he's small. It just means that he has a new role. His parents cherish what makes him special just as much as they always did. I could go on about preschool books forever. So reach out, tell us about your kiddos. We're here to help you pick the very best books for them. Thanks. Bye.